So Black Lives Matter has come out against the Democratic Party, calling them hypocrites, and Democrats are mad. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark. Special episode tonight because Kamala Harris is the presumptive Democratic nominee, and it got a lot of people pissed off. So much so that Black Lives Matter decided they want to come out and talk about it, and we're going to discuss that tonight. But first, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you can get the updates. And as I say on all my shows, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and rocking with your boy. Now let's get into it. We know the timeline. Joe Biden was the presumptive Democratic nominee up until Sunday, where he abruptly stepped down, shocking not only the nation, but also his staff, and then giving an endorsement to Kamala Harris. That sparked a lot of outrage online from the left and the right. And then, we saw the fundraisers from the Divine Nine and these HBCUs, black men and black women. We were told it was $40 million that got raised, $80 million, $100 million, $200 million. All this money got raised in a couple of days for Kamala Harris, without even one single voter ever casting a ballot to elect Kamala Harris as the presidential nominee for the Democratic ticket. Still don't know who her VP pick is going to be. Don't know anything. But somehow or another, the Democratic Party found a way to circumvent the voters, run a coup, get the media to manipulate you, to go along with this, and everything is cool in Democratic land. But they supposed to be the party of morals and principles. They're supposed to be the party of good faith and fighting for the little man. And they have successfully convinced you and I that this process to which they came to the conclusion that Kamala Harris was going to be the Democratic nominee somehow, some way is legal. Now, we live in a duopoly. We shouldn't have to. They make us pick between leaders, Republican and Democrat. You really don't get a chance. They select these people for you and put them in front of you, and then they change the scenario. And I find myself very, very confused. I don't necessarily understand what the hell just happened, even though I know what happened. And I don't understand how you have been fooled into believing that what you just saw somehow, some way is legal, ethical, moral, and that you can sleep at night knowing that Kamala Harris didn't get primary, never, ever debated anybody about her policies and positions, didn't even have to go up against anybody in the primary because the DNC decided that they weren't going to have one. And they told you that this process, to which 2,000 delegates are going to decide for nearly 81 million people. And you all are totally fine with it. The same woman who 4 years ago dropped out of the race because the highest that she could ever poll in the Democratic primary was 15%. And then it dropped down towards the end of the year of 2019 to single digits. This woman, who was appointed to take over the border, we're going to talk about that in a little bit because the media is manipulating us about that. The same woman who ran on the Biden ticket, record inflation, everything is expensive, Can't sell your house because you're scared. The interest rates are too high. Don't want to pull the equity out of your houses because you're scared. The housing market going to crash. Price of food is up. Gas, electricity, rent, homelessness, everything. And we have this influx of illegal migrants crossing the border and record rates getting put into Black American communities, and they are being provided with money, housing, food vouchers, free education, free health care, you name it. They're just opening up the border. And this is the woman that you all have decided, hey, everything is okay, Mark. The Democrats say that this is the way it's supposed to be, so we're just going to go along with it. Now, Black Lives Matter came out with a statement. It says, President Joe Biden today, I'm dropping out of the presidential race to defend democracy. These are his quotes. We must unite to protect the democracy. Nothing should stand in the way of us saving our democracy. In our democracy, the people, not kings or dictators, rule. In a democracy, the people, not kings or dictators, rule. Today, in a smoke-filled room, we will create an open, fair, inclusive, and transparent process to select the next Democratic nominee. However, the American people will not get a chance to vote for the Democratic nominee and their VP. DNC party bosses will vote instead of the American people. While a virtual primary for the American people is impossible, we will make it possible for the DNC party bosses to vote virtually. But none of that even really matters because nearly 2,000 DNC party bosses have already told the Associated Press that they are committed to Kamala Harris and her unknown VP as the Democratic nominee. So Harris already won the open, fair, inclusive, and transparent process, which is really just for show. Now, I want y'all to understand what Black Lives Matter is talking about when they say this. Make no mistake about it. This was done at the highest of levels. And if you saw Joe Biden last night, he came out. I don't even know if that, what he was saying. I mean, he kind of said he was passing the torch. I don't think the man really wanted to drop out the race. I think he was forced out. And we cool with that. And we are so cool with him getting forced out. Why? I have no idea. Because who's to say that this doesn't happen all the time? Drop out the race. We're going to elevate somebody else. We're going to put them in your face. Even the same person that was only polling at 15%. Don't worry, Joe. We got it. What's Kamala Harris's policies? Don't know. What is she talking about she stands for? Don't know. But hey, Black people, just go out here and vote. And if you don't vote for her, we're coming for you. And I've seen it all online, on X. You had Roland Martin calling Black folks stupid. You had Bakari Sellers talking about we're going to be protecting this Black woman. We got 40,000 men ready to protect Kamala Harris. We got this, that, and the third. And mind you, both Roland Martin and Bakari Sellers got something to gain by Kamala Harris being in office. That means that they get to line their pockets and get more access to doing stuff for their own personal gain. It has nothing to do with the black community as a collective. This is all self-aggrandizement. That's all this is. Roland Martin has been sitting around for the last 4.5, 5 years plus. You want to go back and check. He's been complaining about no investment in Black media. They need to invest in Black-owned media. They want to invest in Black-owned media. Because he's trying to get his palms greased. So if Kamala Harris gets in there, I guarantee he's getting a check. I raised $1 million for you, Kamala. I need some money to be set aside for Black-owned media. When you got all these independent Black media outlets out here that don't get no funding at all. Around the same time, we have Sonia Massey getting gunned down in our house simply for calling the police for an emergency as she thought that she was being robbed. The police officer gunned her down. There's no conference call. There's no raising money for the family. There's no nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But all throughout the week, Latinos for Kamala. Got white women for Kamala. Win with black men. Win with black women. And we have a black woman that just got gunned down. Nothing. Don't know if her family gonna need anything. Nothing. Doesn't matter. Because that's not what matters. What matters is we got to get Kamala Harris in office to defeat Trump. And damn it, you going to get in line and help us out because you don't even get to pick who your president is. You don't even get to pick who your nominee is. We have told you who we feel should be the Democratic nominee. And you're just going to have to go along with it. And we're going to use the D9. We're going to use HBCUs. And we're going to browbeat the hell out of y'all into submission. And we're going to, if you say anything online, we're going to say you're dumb. We're going to say you're stupid. We're going to say that you're a hater. We're going to say that you're a Trump supporter. We're going to call you MAGA. We're going to drag you through the wood. We may try to get you canceled. We're going to do all this stuff to try to make your life pure hell if you don't get in line. Is this what a democracy looks like? Is this what a democracy looks like? And we as citizens, we have to make a decision. Because make no mistake about it, if this continues on, we're never going to get another primary. The Democrats have already shown you that a primary don't mean nothing to them. If they want to change the party's top of the ticket, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. You ever heard them talk about nothing about the down ballot, who these candidates are? Don't matter. Because y'all going to go, especially if you black, you're going to go to the polls. You're going to vote everybody that's on the Democratic side anyway. So we don't even care about them campaigning. We just need you to focus on voting for Kamala Harris to beat Donald Trump. That's all we need you to focus on. Doesn't matter what her agenda is. Doesn't matter if she's going to even do any damn thing. Doesn't matter if she is going to come out and tell you what she promises to do in her candidacy. Doesn't matter. She's going to run on Joe Biden's platform. And we have suffered for 4 years under this failed ass administration. And you all, black people, are about to give the same administration 4 more years to continue to fail us. While they pump our black communities with illegal migrants, while they inflate the government, while they inflate everything, while they have us up in these wars, while we're giving billions and billions of dollars to the damn Ukraine and everybody else that ask, while they get rid of the homeless people and destroy all the encampments, and we don't know where these people are going, but hey, if you're a migrant, you come to this country, you can get free housing. Why veterans can't even get to the hospital because the VA is backed up. I got friends who I serve with who still haven't gotten their claims done yet. Still waiting to see if they're going to even get any money for their disabilities. And I've been out of the Navy for 4 years. 4 years. And I got friends who got out right along the same time that I got out that are still waiting to hear back from the VA. But hey, everything is fine as long as Trump is not president. But Democrats, black Democrats in particular, want to focus on sound bites and sloganeers. They're going to tell you that the guy on Fox News, this whole thing about college versus colored, I don't give a damn. Because some people say they colored. Tyler said she was colored. Y'all didn't have a problem with it. Now this man says it. Whether it's colored, college, who cares? But they're going to focus on race and sex because they ain't got nothing else to tell you. They have zero policies for you. They don't have a clue how to stop this damn inflation. They don't have a clue on how to tackle the deficit. They don't have a clue on how to start in these wars. They have no clue on how to stop this immigration, this illegal immigration that's going on in this country, these migrants crossing the border in record numbers. They have no clue how to do any of that stuff. But their mechanism their carrot, that one thing that they know that they can do to your back to pull your to pull it and set your battery pack off. Let's talk about race and let's talk about gender. She's going to be the first black, whatever. Yeah, we got to rally behind that. She went to the HBCU. Ooh, let's rally behind that. She's a part of the Divine Nine. Ooh, let's rally behind that. Aren't y'all tired of that? Aren't black people tired of identity politics? This has never worked for us. And we wonder why the right is attacking affirmative action and DE&I. Because all this identity politics stuff is straight BS. I don't give a damn about your skin color. I don't care about your gender. Like, are you going to do what's need to be done? Are you going to help liberate black people? If you're not into that, then why the hell am I voting for you? Simply because we share melanin. On this channel, y'all have seen me go talk about the corruption in Atlanta with Fani Willis and the judges down there and the housing authority. You have seen me talk about Brandon Johnson and the stuff he's doing in Chicago. And then you see me talk about Tiffany Henyard and what's going on in Dalton and Thornton Township. We got black people in positions of power right now that are harming other black people, and you all are sitting up here still wanting to play this game of identity politics, and I have zero idea as to why we continue to do it. It has not worked in the 50 years since the Civil Rights Act. Has not worked. Has not worked. And I said 50 years. I should have said 60 years. It hasn't worked. Has not worked. And we continue to go down this can. Now, their loyal base, that boomer class, is dying out. So what they're doing, they're making sure that they got another voting block because they know people like me and the younger black voters are not too thrilled without no tangibles. So they're importing in a whole new voting block to replace us because they know that we are not listening to them any longer. We're not playing this game no more. We're not playing these identity politics. Either you come with some policies or you're not getting a vote. And it's that simple. And I've been saying, I've been on this since about 2019, as well as a lot of others. And those voices, our voices, the ones that y'all have been trying to silence, you've been trying to tell people that we're Trump supporters, we're MAGA, we're Russian bots, we're everything else, we're misinformation creeps. You want to put people's info on social media, you want to dox, you want to do all these things to people simply because they dare to be different and they dare to challenge the establishment. Because simply we give you our vote at a 90% click and we are not seeing policies that are being done. So there is no reason for us to continue to vote for the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. We understand that is the definition of insanity, and 90% of the black community is insane right now. Damn the race, damn the gender, damn all that. Can I get some policies? Can you tell me this is what's gonna happen? Kamala Harris already told black people that she wasn't gonna do anything specifically for us, and y'all just blew that off to the side like it didn't even matter. But if Trump says something, y'all ready to put it up on social media and keep recycling it over and over again. I'm tired of it. You should be tired of these people playing in your face. You should be tired of them coming at you talking about race all the time. You should be tired of this. You should be demanding the same thing that these other minority groups are getting. They're not even voting for the Democrats at the rate that we are. And yet still they can use the power of their community to get things done. You don't believe me? Go back to 2021 when the AAPI community went to Capitol Hill and said they weren't going to sign off on anything until they got an anti-Asian hate crime bill signed into law. And people like Roland Martin would sit up there and tell you, well, it wasn't just for Asians, it was for everybody. If you look at the summary on what they used to report, it was very, very indicative of a reason why that law went into effect. It was because of COVID-19, and it was because Donald Trump was out here saying that Chinese, he was calling it the Chinese flu, and allegedly these Asians were being attacked by black people in the subways, and they felt unsafe. So they enhanced a hate crime bill specifically, and it wasn't. And we know it's race based, is illegal, but the sheer reason why this bill was actually done was because of the AAPI community. And I don't care how they try to spin it. I don't care about what the language of the bill said at the end. What was the summary and the reason for the findings? What was it about? I write bills. I write policies. And that's exactly what you do. You give the summary at the beginning as to why you're writing this bill in the first place. This is the reason why. It's to address this. Now, mind you, if it's all encompassing at the end, that's fine. But what is the premise of the bill in the first place? And that's what that bill was for. A population that represents 2% of the population was able to go to Capitol Hill in a couple of weeks and get a bill signed. And here we are, been voting for Democrats since the 1960s after the Civil Rights Act, and we haven't got shit done. But here we are again, another election, and they're coming with the boogeyman and the fear mongering all over again. They're expecting you to go be an emotional, unintelligent voter and go cast a ballot without asking any damn questions whatsoever. Because they think you are going to do what they tell you whenever they tell you to do it, because you've been doing this for a long, long time. This game is up, y'all. It's time for us to rise up. It's time for every single community in this country to rise up and say, enough of this oligarchy that's going on in Washington, D.C. Party bosses are not kings. You all cannot sit up here and make us believe that what we just saw was not a coup d'etat in our own government. I'm not believing it. Y'all ran Joe Biden out of there because you knew he wasn't going to beat Trump, and y'all think that Kamala Harris has the tools to do it. And you all had a legal process by way of doing this. Y'all are changing rules on the spot, in our faces, doing things behind closed doors when nobody knows, and all these meetings are secret, and the American people are being deceived. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit up in this fall in line and continue voting the same way you've been voting? Or now are you going to finally stand up and get with the people that's in the grassroots that have been calling out this BS for some years? This is an open invitation. Doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your creed, doesn't matter your sexual orientation. Simply, if you're an American and you are seeing what's going on with the country right now, are you happy? And the answer is no, then we need to do something about it to change it. And that's everybody in D.C. We have an absolute shit show in this political theater, and they're playing in our faces in real time. So that's all the time I got tonight. Let me know in the chat what y'all think. What do y'all think about this whole situation? What's going on? Do y'all like this? Do y'all really think that this is the way that it's going to go? Do y'all really think that we're going to see another primary? Because I don't. Let me know in the comments. So until next time, Coaching Nation, let's keep it coaching.